Hey, you know, there's nothing I love more than cordless tools these days. Well, now I've got me a cordless hedge trimmers and shears to try out for you. And I'm gonna tell you the advantages. We're gonna check it out. I've never used this, so you're gonna see on camera how well it works. We'll show you that right after this. Okay, what we have here today is the Saker. It's S-A-K-E-R. It's a 20 volt cordless hedge trimmer. So this has two attachments to it. So you got your hedge trimmer, and then you got your shears, and they have your safety covers here. And we're gonna try them out. Let me put this over here. We're gonna see how well this does. Now, I'm familiar with cordless hedge trimmers. This is one I had before, but you see this massive battery? It gets heavy. I'm not sure if you can get smaller ones. That's a Harbor Freight one. So to me, this would be handy for that intermediate use. That's gonna cut bigger stuff. This is rated up to 1/4 inch in diameter. And it does say it has SK5 hardened high carbon steel. So it should be a good quality blade. And I've tried out another one of their products. I was impressed with it, but this one has some features where you can adjust this angle to get into different areas. I like the two attachments. You can swap them out real easy. I mean, it's that quick. You push two buttons, kind of like swapping out your battery, and you're ready to go. So to me, having a couple different sizes is real handy. If you got a lot of shrubs like this, we're at a friend's property here. We're just gonna help him clean up a little bit and see how this thing does. And he gave us permission to try it out. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it to the test here and see if these things are something you might wanna get. Now, I will admit, if I was gonna do this whole thing, I'd probably get out the big one. But if you wanna save money, you might can only afford one thing or don't wanna spend much on it, well, this will do it, probably just a little bit slower because it's a smaller one. Doesn't have as big a battery, it's not gonna go as long, etc. But I think it's really handy for when you wanna reach over and trim the backside that you can't reach as good or something like that. So it has its uses. As usual, I'm gonna give you a totally honest review. If I don't like something, I'll tell you. If I find a weakness, I'll tell you. But I also try and review them for what they are. This is not a powerhouse. It's not gonna be as strong as that. That's probably not as strong as a bigger corded one or possibly a gas-powered one or something. I've only owned that one. I think I owned one other hedge trimmer, but it's been a while. So you gotta review it for what it is. This is a little bitty thing that's more compact, not meant for huge jobs, but it could be really handy for those little touch-ups and getting into tight areas and that. So let's just get right down to it and try this thing out. So let me show you the blades up close. Of course, it's got a safety, so you can't push that. You gotta do the safety. So let's see what it does. Okay, so that one's not quite a 1/4 inch, but it's 3/16. It went through that just fine. I'll see if I can find one a little thicker without going too deep here. This one might qualify. Yeah, that one's closer to a 1/4 and it went through that with ease. Now we're not going to trim up this whole bush. He kind of likes it rustic out here, so I don't want to make it look like a rabbit. I was going to do an elephant, but I couldn't figure out how to get the trunk to come out. Well, the trunk's over there on that tree, but no, I'm just kidding. It is what it is. We're just going to trim it a little bit. So far, I mean, it hasn't balked at all. Let's try these. There's some shoots growing up here from some trees. We'll go through that and see how that does. Then we're going to break out that smaller attachment and try that. Okay, these are about 1/4 inch. It should go through that easy. This is where I think putting a little angle on it would help, so I don't have to lean down so far. But let's see, we'll go through a couple of them at a time here. Now that one's over 1/4 inch. That one's about 3/8, but we're gonna try it anyway. It barely fits in there, the opening. Let's go a little higher. Yeah, the opening's set to where you can't really get anything too big in there, but up higher, it'll go right through that with ease. Now it did bind up right there, but I grabbed several of them and those are dead. They're probably harder to cut. Okay, I'm done with the hedge trimmers. I got the safety guard back on. Now I'm ready to trim some grass and show you how that part works. I had to move to a different location because we didn't have much grass over there, so we're gonna trim a little grass right here. Now again, all you do is snap these off. It's real easy. And snap the next one on. And take off the guard. And we're ready. So let's do a little trimming here. Okay, and again, I could have adjusted that and not leaned over quite as much, but that shows it had no problem cutting that grass. Didn't even slow down. Nice and quiet, nice and smooth, and I think it worked great on that. Now, this is a sponsored video. This company also sent me a little mini chainsaw. Check out my other video. That thing impressed me, and I can tell you, this impresses me too. Now it does feel a little bit light, but honestly, all of them do. They're plastic. And that's mainly because the battery is just a little 1.5 amp hour. I don't know, you know, I can't test this long term. I can say that it does seem to cut really well right now. So I would say this thing works great. For the price, I got a fly on the end right now. Anyway, for the price, I'd say it's a good deal. I would buy this and use it. You know, if I wanted to do a lot, I tend to lean towards my DeWalt stuff mostly, mainly because I have about 20 batteries. But I've got no qualms with this at all. I can't think of anything negative to point out. The battery's a little small, but for what you're doing here, I think it's gonna hold up just fine. So hey, you could use this all around your house, your business, etc. If you do a lawn control, you could even use this for a handy little tool to get into touch-up areas where the big stuff doesn't get. That's what's good about these. So I'm gonna put a link to this down in the description down below, and if I have any discount codes, I'll put that too. But now I gotta get the rake out and clean up this yard. So thanks for stopping by, everybody, and check out this brand Saker in the description down below, and I will see you on the next video. Take care, everybody.